Right, so 2 choices for checking in with your bodies, ladies and gents. Lying on the floor, coming into constructive rest. So you lie down, okay, bend your knees and place your hands on your abdomen. Knees bent, feet flat to the floor. If you want, you can take your feet wide to the edge of the mat and allow your knees to just gently drop towards each other. However, if you feel as though you've been doing a lot of sitting today and you really want to reverse that energy, stand up. Okay, really, really important. Now, why are we checking in? Always check in when you do yoga. It's your baseline. We're looking at where you're going from, where you're going to. That's really, really important. So come to the front of your mat, bring toes together, heels slightly apart, left hand on chest, right hand on abdomen. If you're on the floor, same thing again, if that helps, checking in with our breathing. So we need to know what's going on here. Okay. Now, checking in with our body, I want you to find the place of most charge. We're not looking for reasons why when we're checking in. We're just noticing. We're not trying to fix or change anything. We're not looking for the reasons why we feel how we feel. We're just noticing. That's what mindfulness is, okay, without judgment, okay? So if it helps for you to practice more interoception and getting inside of your body, close your eyes. And we'll just imagine that we're standing in that scanner at the airport. Oh, how I miss them. And you've got that little thing that's going down. So we start from the top of the head. Remember, you're looking for the place of most sensation. Just check in with any sensations in the face. Notice what's happening with your jaw. Maybe you're clenching your teeth. Check in with your neck and your tops of your shoulders and your shoulder blades. Check in with your upper arms and elbows and forearms and hands. Then come back to your torso and feel what's going on in your upper chest at the front, and then your upper chest at the back. Your lower back, any tension or sensation there, your abdomen. Your hips, all this girdle around here, your thighs and your hamstrings and your knees and backs of knees, calves, shins, ankles and feet. So then I want you to check in with your heart, okay? I want you to check in with your heart and what kind of mood you're in today. Just notice, wide or tired or anxious or happy or sad. Check in with that heart. And your mind, I want you to contemplate, imagine that your mind is a car. How fast is it going at the present moment? I'm hoping we can get that little, engine to slow down, to idle. And then check in with your breathing. Just notice where it is. Use your hand as a guide. So if your breathing is up here in the chest and it's short and shallow, imagine you've got a balloon behind your belly button. You're expanding and contracting that balloon. You're blowing up, you're letting it deflate, and breathe into your hands and use that as feedback. So keep this chest area stable. Notice with the left hand. Breathe more into the belly. Keep that as the background of your practice. Deep inhales through the nose, deep exhales through the nose. Really important, okay? If you feel as though you want to sigh out on the exhale, releasing that tension, that's really important. Remember, breathing in energizes your mind and body. Exhaling, especially if it's longer, it relaxes the body. That's really, really important. And then I want you to set an intention for your practice. However you're feeling today, I want you to flip that script. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, for example, you might want to say a short positive statement in the present tense. I am calm. You're the opposite. Anything that gets you through the roadblocks of this particular situation that makes you feel better. Whatever is happening, it's already happening. Positive thinking, rewiring the brain, neuroplasticity. That's really important. And then I want you to practice, if you can, a little bit of orientation. Orientation is, I want you to use the breath at the same time. So, on the exhale, I want you to look around to the left and just notice colours, textures, anything in particular, and then inhale as you come to the centre. So you're breathing as you're moving. I want you to notice the sensations in your neck. Exhale, looking around and just noticing what's in your environment. This is a really important technique. It helps you to feel safe in yourself. Your subconsciously, your hypervigilant sort of amygdala, your limbic system, likes to know if it's safe. So you could look at 5 things you can see. Okay, 4 things that you can feel. And 3 things that you can hear. 2 things that... Oh, I have to think of something I've just forgotten. But anyway, just pick something. You pick a colour. So if you've got a nice colour scheme. Oh, there's 5 things that are purple. Would you believe it? And then let's work in with some little bit of grounding. Okay. What I want you to practice all through this is really important. Is there's 2 ways you can do this. You can imagine your feet are very, very heavy and they're full of sand, as though they've got sandbags in them, and it's really, really down on the floor. So you're noticing everything going on down in your feet, okay? And all the power going into your legs. I'll keep cueing you, okay? I want you to feel your feet, I want you to feel your hips, and I want you to focus on the energy in your legs, okay? But let's do a little bit of grounding, because if you're feeling a little bit like me, quite disassociated at the moment, I'm up there somewhere. Make soft fists with your hands. I know it sounds bonkers, but you know, repeat as you tap each part of your body, which part it is inside of your head. I do this with kids with autism or ADHD and things like that, or kids with anxiety. It really helps. So go all the way up and down your body and tap everything out. It's just like, oh, here's my chest. Here's my 36E. Oh, here's my thighs. Go in and up and inside your thighs and up. And your back. Sometimes it's nice because I know that I feel, and then just cross your arms and then you just really sort of, you know, squeeze your arms. Just go like that. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. You feel, and then tap your face, little tap your fingers. So that's what you can do when you want to feel right, you want to be grounding. That's what you can do when you're feeling a little bit. Splashing cold water on your face really helps when you're really stressful at this time. Okay, now I want you to think about your centre. So all the way through your practice, I want you to focus on your breath and your core and your centre. Because right at this particular moment, we are feeling as if we have no control and we don't know what's going on. And we feel really insecure. So the more we feel grounded and the more we feel centred, the more we feel in control of our lives. If you can control you and how you respond, that's great. Okay? Brilliant. So let's go then. Let's start with a little bit of movement. So let's explore mountain pose. So feet sort of big toes together, heels slightly apart, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to notice how we hold ourselves in our posture. So what I want you to do then is I want you to press your big toe into the floor and pull your pinky toes back to feel your arches lift. You should feel your ankle bones lift. This works right up to your pelvic floor, ladies. There's nothing wrong with pelvic floor. Good pelvic floor is important. Don't bother with that tenor lady stuff. Padding up and putting up is not good. Do your yoga and your Pilates. So as you press your big toe into the floor and pull your pinky toes back, you feel that arch lift. Very good if you've got flat arches and got collapsed arches. Lift your kneecaps up to your hips by engaging your thigh muscles and tilt the front pelvis up towards your chest and feel that extension in the lumbar, so it's nice and long. Okay, and to open up your collarbones, just roll your shoulders up and back nicely, and make sure your shoulder blades are all the way down the back as you're practicing this. So if you're feeling very stressed at the moment, you'll be wearing pat butchers. You're wearing your shoulders as pat butchers. So allow that to relax and soften to come down, and allow your ears to come away from your shoulders and your arms in front of you. Okay, so that's your mountain position. That is your stable base. We'll keep coming to that position every time we check in with our body. Slow mindful movement, working on tolerance, resilience in your nervous system. Then what I want you to do is I want you to completely relax. I don't want you to collapse, almost as if you're being dragged down all the way down and everything's just weighting you down. I want you to collapse, 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 collapse. And I want you to alternate between collapsing. I want you to press your feet into the floor and really engage your thighs as you come up into mountain pose that we just demonstrated, and then completely relax and completely soften. Really think about how that makes you feel. Your body language is a reflection of how you are as an internal state. So as you come up and you rise, inhale, really press into that floor again, really, really root to rise, extend, extend, extend. Imagine that you've got something pulling your head up towards the ceiling. Okay, bumps forward, as they always say, to the future, and then collapse. Sorry, that was very silly of me, but I thought there'd be a little bit of comedy. As my class regularly knows, it gets like that sometimes. Okay, and then as you come up for the last time, okay, I want you to try and visualise as you come up that yes, lots of sand is like going down, 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 heavy. Imagine your waist is an hourglass and it's just coming down and really, really heavy, down into your legs, down into your feet, working with that grounding, right down into your feet, right down as if it's going into the floor. Lovely. So, always remember feet, floor, grounding. So we're going to move, we're going to do joy breath to connect with our breathing. Okay, really important. And I want you to really go, I know what you, and you can make it quite loud if you want to. We need to activate that cranial nerve that's to do with the parasympathetic system. You can only do it if you activate sound and breath here in the larynx. So, nice big inhale, root to rise, press your feet to the floor. Nice big inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take your feet slightly wider than hip distance. Inhale. And then, bend your knees really, really soft. And then roll all the way up. Just let that shit out and let it go. Ooh, all that anger. Ooh, lovely. And roll the shoulder blades back. Come back into that mountain pose, that connected with the floor. Okay. Nice big inhale, wide as long as the hands up. Exhale. Inhale, wide. Exhale. Inhale. Really, really high out. Really work with that vagus nerve, really work with that parasympathetic system, rolling all the way up again, pushing into the floor, feeling that power in your legs. Nice big inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and down and roll all the way up, push into the floor, really ground, feel that power in your legs coming all the way up. Knees soft, roll shoulder blades, come back into that mountain pose, strong, powerful, tall. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Imagine you've got a piece of wood, and you're just getting your big chopper and you're just giving it a good whack. You can imagine that somebody underneath that is really annoying you, but I wouldn't recommend it. Peace, love and light yoga, everybody. Roll in, press into the floor, nice big inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and roll all the way up. Shoulders back, press into the floor, grounded, grounded, grounded and strong. One last time, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and roll all the way up. So we're going to get ready for a nice, mindful, slow sun salutation. So we'll do it the easy way, modified, and then stick to that, or you can do the slightly harder one, depending, remember, always remember, modify if necessary, and don't do it if you feel any discomfort. So it's really important that you keep yourself healthy. So, sun salutation, again, really, really important that we move to get out of our heads. So, make sure you've got plenty of room. I just need to make sure that's fine. So come to the front of your mat. Lovely. So remember that mountain pose. Press your big toe together, heels slightly apart. Remember, pull the pinky toe back. Feel your arches lifted, lifting the kneecaps. Tilt your pelvis forward, shoulder blades back. Nice big inhale, take the arms up. Follow that gaze if it feels comfortable in the neck. Now exhale with very, very bent knees. Bend your knees as much as you can, taking your hips back until you get your fingertips to touch the floor. Okay? Then, nice big inhale, come with a flat back, chest and head forward. Okay, so, and then exhale, fold again, bend with soft knees. If you want to take your feet wider, if that helps. Take one leg back, make sure your shoulders are above your wrists. Take the other leg back with your knees down. Shoulders over wrists, chaturanga, reverse push up. So on the exhale, okay, really activate and think about your core in everything we do today, and come all the way down with your elbows glued to the side of your chest. Nice. Okay, baby cobra, really important. You press your hips into the floor, Lengthen that lower lumbar, and as you come up on the exhale, because I want you to activate your core, okay, exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades and your elbows together in your baby cobra, okay. Keep your neck in line with your spine, try not to knock it back. Okay, we're going to come into child's pose, modified kind of child's sort of puppy. Come back on the exhale as you push your hips back towards your heels. This is the modification for downward facing dog, okay? Because for downward facing dog, if you're not warmed up yet and you feel more comfortable with this feels nice, okay? Then obviously you're going to have to tip your toes to the front of the mat. You can grab your ankle whichever way you want to come, okay? To take one leg forward as if you're coming into a low lunge, okay, like your starting position for the 100 metres. Bring the other leg forward, knees as bent as much as you can, so your chest is on your thighs, and sort of a reverse swan dive. Try to come up with a flat back, nice big inhale, lift and lengthen, power down, really push down to the floor, root to rise, and then hands to press centre. Next version is the slightly harder one. Stick with that one we've just done. Okay, so remember your mountain pose, remember that posture. Feel your core, feel your feet. Inhale up, exhale, fold and bend, 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 bend as much as you can. Okay, okay. On the inhale, come to a half lift. Lengthen your chest and your head forward, neck in line with the spine. Exhale, come down. Now this version here is plank. So if you're not doing it with your knees down, plank pose, your wrists are over your shoulders. No bums up, no saggy bottoms. You're really trying to push your backs of your knees up towards the ceiling and your heels to the back of the room, okay? Strong core, very, very strong core here, or knees down, whichever you feel comfortable. If you're going to come down into Chaturanga Dandasana, slightly push your shoulders forward as you come down with a slow reverse push-up. Elbows glued to the side, okay? Baby Cobra, I like to have my legs wide on this one. Press your hips into the floor, squeeze shoulder blades and elbows together like a magnet, okay? Tuck your toes under, come into child's or downward facing dog. Jazz hands, I don't want to see those fingers, shooting stars. Always have jazz hands, strong base, press into your thumb, your index finger and the pads of your fingers, never your wrist. Your feet are hip distance apart, you tuck your toes under on the exhale and you push your hips back and your chest towards your thighs. Now, if you've got your shoulders over your wrists, it means your hamstrings are tight. Bend your knees, push your chest towards your thighs, your feet are hip distance, your heels are off the floor. You're looking for that flat back, that upside down V. Okay, so until your hamstrings are warmed up, this is perfectly fine. Otherwise, a little bit of modified puppy, downward facing dog. So you're in your downward facing dog. Now, how do you get to the front of the mat? Well, that's the thing. If you're wanting to get your 1 foot forward, okay, if you've got blocks, always a good idea to have blocks handy, or a nice English dictionary secured with a massive English dictionary. I've got quite a few of them, encyclopedias, things like that. Put them under, that helps you to get a little bit of lift, to bring 1 foot forward to the front of the mat, okay? That's if you've got blocks. Otherwise, dictionary next time. Well, or you can grab the old foot, bring it forward into your little lunge, and then come all the way up. And then we're going to do it faster now with less instruction. Okay, off we go. Inhale up, exhale, bend knees, fold, flat back. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plank, one, knees up or down. Chaturanga, elbows to the side. Baby Cobra, squeeze, lift. Exhale, tuck toes under. Child's pose or downward facing dog. Tip your toes to the front of the mat, grab your ankle or whatever. Okay. And the inhale. And come to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And Samastha. Lovely. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, fold, bend knees. Fingertips to floor. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant hands. Knees up or down. Chaturanga, elbows tight to the side. Exhale. Sorry. That should be inhale, baby Cobra. and exhale, downward facing dog or child's. Tippy toe inhales to the front of the mat, half lift, exhale, fold, come all the way up and all the way down. Now, we've got the blood moving, prana, or somebody made me laugh the other day, piranha. So we need to check in. So, keep it nice and slow, not too taxing. If we really do too much and we make it too fast, too vinyasari, too hot yoga-y, whatever, we're taxing the nervous system. Nice and slow, better. It's also much, much better for you and for stabilising your weight. Because any pressure on the nervous system is more likely to make you put weight on your middle, because you'll sleep less as well. So I want you to place your left hand on your heart and the right hand on your belly, and I just want you to check in with what's going on. Feet to the floor. Feel where's your centre, where's your core. Check in with your breath. Nice deep inhales, nice deep exhales with that balloon breathing. Just notice the sensations in your chest or anything else and what's going on inside your body. Practice that interoception all the time. Practicing interoception in yoga, feeling what's happening with your body all the time, means that you're going to practice better self-care. Lovely. So with our next, what we're going to be doing, a nice standing flow, but we're going to keep checking in with our breath. Remember, ground, centre, breathe. Okay, so we're going to come into a chair position. So either you can use a block. I always forget to tell people when I do beginning classes. Block if you think your knees are going to come together, because we need to get your knees stacked over your ankles. You can have your big toes together, heels slightly apart, but with me, because I'm a lady, you know, I've got hips and lady bumps, I like to have my feet slightly hip distance apart. So lovely. What we're going to do then is we're going to inhale to high mountains. Remember that high mountain again, pushing into the floor, activating the thighs, nice and long. I really want you to think about that extension. So pressing down as you root to rise. We are hardwired, you know, when we were monkeys, to reach for things. It's really important. And then when we're going to come down in the exhale, we're going to come into chair. So I'm going to turn around in chair pose. Take your hips back, knees not going past your toes if you can. Okay, keep your chest lifted, natural curve in your spine. Okay, and then we're going to come down like that. Okay, lovely. So you're really working on that. So nice, right, nice big inhale to come up. Reach, 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 and exhale, come down. Let's keep adding what we notice, what's going on with our core. Reach, press down, ground. Reach, exhale, feel your core. Lovely, keep that chest lifted, don't collapse forward. Inhale. Okay, try to do a little bit of squeeze and release. So exhale, come down. Inhale, squeeze those gluteus maximus. Inhale, exhale. Flow and move. Inhale. Get that boated, nice, like, you know, J-Lo. She's 50, you know, but she's got lots of money. We can do it too, you know. We can do it with free yoga when it's live on Facebook. Exhale. Inhale, root to rise. Press, 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 feet to floor. Exhale, chair. And inhale one last time. Checking in. Okay. Check in with your feet. Grounding down to the floor. Check in with your left hand on your heart. Right hand on your belly. Check in with your breathing. Check in with sensations. Close your eyes if it helps, that interoception. Okay, and remember where your core is. Where is your centre? Lovely. So we're going to do a nice little warrior flow. Working on this idea of what we need right now is to feel a little bit empowered. So warrior allows us to do that, just like the name. Try to think of it as a metaphor for life. Come on girls, we're all warriors. So when we do a warrior pose, I've got my left foot facing the short end of the mat, my right foot facing the long end of the mat. And my legs are as wide, nearly as wide as my wrists. Okay, so really important, we press down to that back foot nice and strong. Okay, we're facing the side. Okay, tailbone down to the floor. So lift that pit of your stomach up towards your head to lengthen that lower lumbar. And that left knee is bent directly above that ankle. Don't let it roll in. Keep it tracking, really important if you don't want to dodge your knee like me. Middle of your kneecap should be in line with your second toe. Really press down with the blade edge, back edge of that foot. Allow your front toes to lift on that left foot. I like to feel more grounded when I really press down into that front foot. Activates the muscles in your thighs. I want you to focus on that strength and that energy and the power. Take your arms out as if you're pushing the walls away from you. So we're going to flow 5 times, okay? Remember, heel to arch alignment. This front foot is in line with the back arch of the back foot, okay? So here we are, inhale, lengthen, but what I want you to do is I want you to really squeeze your muscles together as you straighten both your legs and reach for the sky, and exhale, drop back into warrior. Inhale, squeeze. We're going to do a little bit of squeeze and release. We're going to do this 5 times. 3, inhale. Ooh, let's do a bit of exhale up and off there. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then I want you to turn. So you pivot on this back foot. So you're coming into high lunge. So high crescent lunge. So your hips are square to the front. The back heel is off the mat. Both feet facing at 12 o'clock. And then we're just going to come all the way down. Frame both for either side of your front foot. Lovely. Okay, and then place your jazz hands on the floor. Okay, and then drop your knees. And place your shoulders over your wrists. And just come into that nice little exhale as you come all the way down into plank. Reverse plank, chaturanga. Elbows all the way tight. Lovely. We're going to do a little bit of cobra a few times. Nice. Back bends are good. Ooh. But I want you to do a back bend with spider fingers. So take your fingers out wide like that. And I can sing the Spider Pig song. Spider Pig does whatever a Spider Pig does. Both feet into the corner of the mat. So you've got that nice, really press your pelvic area into the floor to lengthen the lower lumbar. And we're going to do a little bit of a cobra with wide arms and spider pig fingers. Okay, I mean spider fingers. Really, really press. Remember where your core and your centre is. Nice, strong core. So on the exhale, we're going to do a little bit of a twist. So twist your left elbow towards the floor and look behind you on the right as you're in cobra. And then inhale to centre. Then exhale, twist your right elbow towards the floor as you twist towards the left. And then inhale to centre. Okay, you can pause at any moment. You do not need to keep going on. So exhale and twist. You're dropping your elbow towards the floor. Inhale, centre. Exhale, twist. Twisting out, wringing out all those issues in your tissues. That's if it's scientifically proven, of course. If there's a peer-reviewed paper about that, I'll believe it. Okay, come to the centre and exhale. And then last time, left, twist. And then let's just bring ourselves into child's pose. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Push your hips back. And let's check in. I love child's pose. It's my favourite pose to calm my nerves. Especially if I put a block under or place my forehead on the floor. So knees wide or to touch. And just come down onto the floor. And just completely sink into the floor. And just really feel the weight of your body. Just feel your shins and your feet and really feel that contact of your head. And just come back to your breath. Notice where your centre is. And just notice how you feel. Notice any energy or pulsation in your body. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to go into downward facing dog. So hands shoulder distance apart. Jazz hand, when you want to see those fingers. Tuck your toes under. So on the exhale, you're pushing into your pads of your fingers and pushing chest back. If you feel like you would like to just stay into tabletop, just stay there, that's perfectly fine. So if this is your first downward dog of the day because you didn't do it in the sun salutation, okay, you might want to feel really bend your knees as much as you can to push your chest towards your thighs so you get that nice flat back. And just pedal your heels a little bit. Get some light attention into those hamstrings. We're going to come forward. You can tiptoe as much as you need to. Feet, keeping your feet hip distance apart. Place your abdomen on your thighs, and we're coming into ragdoll. Another really good pose as well. That's very calming for the nervous system. So inversions, down facing dog, ragdoll, child's pose, where you bring your attention inwards and you're focusing more on interoception and what's going on in your body and your mind. And just grab opposite elbow and tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling. You feel your hamstrings working here, okay, and make your upper body really heavy. Just focus on that contact between your feet and the floor. And then just really come back to your breath again and just notice what's happening in your body. I'm really noticing that wired and tired sort of feeling. So I'm slowing everything down and practicing more self-care. Really important. You've got to cut yourself some slack, so if you feel as though you have to work really hard, and the kids have to work really hard, you've got to remember we need some time to adjust to this new reality of our lives, and it's we need time to let it sink in. I think we're all basically in shock, and we need time for that to we need to just give ourselves time and just connect with people we love inside of our houses and buy FaceTime. Right, so press into the floor, feel that energy and power in your legs, and slowly roll up head last as you come to the front of your mat. Ooh. Slowly come up, nice and slow, lovely. Right, so that was left foot forward before. Let's do that warrior in the opposite side. La la la. So remember, okay, my right foot is facing the short side of the mat, my left foot is facing the long, heel to arch alignment, as wide as my wrists. Okay, and remember we're going to flow. Flow, flow, flow. Okay, so make sure that middle of the kneecap in line with the second toe. Root down with those feet, nice and strong, nice and powerful. Feel that energy in the legs. Inhale, squeeze and lengthen. Reach for the sky. Exhale, inhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Inhale, and lengthen. Inhale, and lengthen. Inhale, and lengthen. And one last time, inhale, and lengthen. And then come to your front of your mat, or wherever you are, and just check in with yourself again. Left hand over heart, right hand on abdomen. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Check in with sensations, emotions, your breathing, where you are. Where's your core? Where is your centre? Lovely. So I was going to do some balance postures, but I realised that, you know, I can do a lot in a lesson and over plan. So what we're going to do then is we are going to do just a little bit of a balance posture. We're just going to do tree. Very, very important balance postures. They help you to focus on the present moment. Do this a lot with the kids, especially if they're very anxious. Good for like breaks. If anybody wants a video for teenagers, kids, let me know. Anybody want a study break thing or a break from working from home? Because if you sat down a lot, done quite a lot of those. Okay, so put all your weight into your right foot. Okay, really ground down into that foot. Remember, which imagine that you've got roots going down through your leg, through the floor, connecting that energy. Really grow, really nice strong thigh. Okay, tilt that pelvis up towards the head, front pelvis. Roll the shoulder blades back and choose your tree. So your knees out to the side, so you can have heel to ankle. Okay. So you're focusing on a spot. Make sure you lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Nice and long spine, chin parallel to the floor. Use that focus, that spot, your drishti. You can take it just below the knee, or if you want to take it higher. Whatever feels like it today. Some days I'm really wobbly because I've had too much coffee. Okay, so focus, root to rise. Picture a tree in your mind. What does that tree represent? Weather storms. Represents resilience. And if you like pose, I do. You can vogue if you want, you know, kind of like that. Go for your full expression. Vogue. I do like pose, it's my favourite programme. Okay, So that's nice and grounded, focus on the breath. Keep that extension, grounded, rooted to rise. And then release, shake it out a little bit. Oh, get some glute medius. So left leg, we'll do the opposite side. So ground, rooting, pressing down to the floor, strong legs, finding your position of your feet, wherever you want to go. Oh, give me some feedback if I talk too much as well. I tend to do that. That's me, not really in real life. I'm introvert, extrovert. Okay, root to rise, lengthen, lengthen. Nice long spine, lifting up towards the ceiling. Dog, or just here, whichever feels comfortable. Don't forget there's this one too, your baby kickstand. So let's focus for 5 minutes. You can always use a wall if you feel that focusing on a spot is a little bit not happening with you today. And then release and then wiggle it out. So going to come into that ragdoll again to get ourselves onto the floor. Feet hip distance apart. Bend your knees, take your hips back. Bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees. Belly to thighs. Grab up at the elbow. Tilt the tailbone up to the ceiling. Head hanging heavy. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We love a good wiggle. And then let's do some nice seated upper body tension release. Now I always like to sit on something. Tight hamstrings. I'm going to come slightly forward. Tight hamstrings, your knees will rise and you probably curve a little bit forward on the front. So you can sit on anything, a blanket just to give anything, or pillows, elevation. And we'll just do some nice stretches. You don't have to have a yoga strap, I'm going to do it without it. But releasing the muscles of respiration. When we're tired, we're like this. When we're stressed, we're like this. When we're nervous and anxious, like we're like this. We start to pat luxury. So let's nice. So if you sit on something, it tilts your pelvis slightly forward, lengthens your spine, open your collarbones, shoulders over hips, nice long spine, lovely. So let's just do some nice little scaling stretches. So take your right ear to your right shoulder, place your right hand over your left ear and take your left hand to touch the floor. Try not to be looking down. See if you can keep that nice scalene and brachial plexus stretch here. That's nerve. Gets into the vagus nerve as well. I had an argument the other day about biology. I think I got confused. But he won because he said it was a nerve in the larynx, which is also connected to the vagus. But I got the wrong one. Love it. So we get that nice stretch in there. And I like to do the sniff the armpit thing. Rotate towards the armpit of your arm. Sniff the old armpit. Ooh, lovely. Get that stretch right down the back, right into your levitator scapula. And then inhale, go into a diagonal and look in the opposite direction to your armpit. So we get that nice little stretch out of there. So exhale down, inhale up, backwards and forwards. I like to move it. I like to move it. And then release, roll it out with the shoulders. Oh, yes. So right hand, left hand over, right ear, and then exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Feel that stretch down, so that scale into the brachial plexus. And then do your armpit sniff. Exhale, sniff the armpit. Whoa. And then inhale, go to the opposite direction, look up to the ceiling. Take your nose to the ceiling. Exhale down. Gets right into the parts that other things can't reach, including some beers. Can't remember which one was that one for the advert for beer. If you know, let me know. Probably something that I'll let relay. I can't be doing with all this horrible beer. Okay, so let's release that. Roll the shoulders out. Interlace your fingers. Flip your palms out. Let's do a nice little pineapple stretch. So, nice. I want you to really arch your back on the exhale and drop your head in between your biceps and triceps and really arch and really push your hands away from you. And then on the inhale, lift, lengthen, feel that stretch all the way down the left and right side of your body. Ooh, stretching those intercostals. Oh, we love it. Oh, and then exhale, release. Oh, lovely. A little bit of cow face, but a modified version if you haven't got a strap. Bend my right arm, making sure my elbow's going up towards the ceiling. My left hand is touching my elbow with my right hand. My palm is in between my shoulder blades, and I gently pull my right elbow over to the left. But if you want to grab, or if you've got a strap, now I've posted for Friday night's event, which is just deep stretching and yoga needed to guided relaxation. Get your candles out. How to make your own yoga props. So for our next time we're on, for any yoga, whatever, on Facebook Live, lots of tips there. I know some of you are avid readers, so you've probably got a nice thick book somewhere to replace a yoga block. Okay, and then release. Is going out of the house to buy a yoga block essential items? I think it is. Okay, well, you're doing it for your well-being. Don't quote me on this, I'll get into trouble with that Dominic Rabble, whatever his name is. Okay, I've got my left elbow up, nice long spine, lifting out the hips, gently pulling my left elbow towards the right. Keep your chin lifted and spine long, try not to collapse forward. Nice deep stretch. Oh, just relieve that tension. The weight of my world is on the shoulders. I'm sure the weight of the world is on everybody's shoulders. Everybody's feeling it. And then just roll that one out. Oh, lovely. Eagle, my favourite. Take your arms really, really wide, okay? And then place your left elbow on top of your right, crook of your right elbow like that. So they're directly on top of each other, okay? Backs of the hands together, or palms together. And then on the inhale, lift. Now, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do eagle like that. You can do what I call the playground snog. Cross your arms on top of each other. Make sure your fingers are going right round your shoulder blades. Lift your elbows up and you still get the same effect. Oh, it's just nice to feel that stretch right in the back muscles in between the shoulder blades. The trapezius muscle. Your head weighs a lot. And when you leaned over all day working on your computer, trying to make your assignments, you know, when you're a small child and things like that for the school, or you're just generally on your iPad watching Lemony Snicket, sometimes it's nice just to stretch out that upper body. And then release, roll, roll, roll. Take your arms out wide, bring your right elbow directly on top of the inside of your left elbow, backs of the hands together or palms together, or do the snog, and inhale, lift. Oh, I love an eagle. We do have various forms of birds of prey in our Wednesday night yoga class. We have Kes, because if we can't do full eagle, we do a version which I call Kes, which is like a Yorkshire version. And if you want to go slightly smaller than that, oh, I don't know, I'm not very good at knowing my birds of prey. I'm not a twitcher. And then release, and then roll the shoulders out. Lovely. So, oof. Now, time. Being aware of what it is, we've got 10 minutes left. Just checking my other phone. I've got a burner phone. 2 iPhones. Okay, there's 2 types of butterfly. Okay, we're going to go for the IT band stretch, tension fascia lata. So if you make a diamond shape with your heels away from your hips, okay, blocks, or it's very difficult to do this in blocks. Better to have a blanket. Always good to have a blanket handy, just to elevate your hips a little bit. And we'll just come into a little bit of a thigh stretch. Nice big inhale, lift to lengthen. Exhale, fold with a flat back. Lead with your chest, not with your head, and come into that deep stretch with a little bit of a butterfly fold. My live classes are usually longer than my normal yoga classes. Sorry about that. Oh, it's just nice. Just move into feeling the stretch. Don't push it. Just move into feeling the stretch. Then inhale to lengthen with a flat back, and then we'll come in for we'll bring the heels closer to the hips so that we're working more into the inner thighs now. So that one we just done is the outer thigh, good old TFL. If you've got IT band TFL issues, it can have affects your knee cap alignment and your patella. So I always work with those to get them unstuck a little bit. Nice big inhale, lengthen, 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 lead with your heart. Ooh. Oh, my hips are very tight. I don't know about you ladies and gents, but you know, I feel as though I need to stretch everything out. I feel as though, you know, everything's just getting claggy and stiff and just, oh, I need this WD-40 for the hips. It's just getting, oh, it's all tight. And then inhale to come up with a flat back. So we're going to come into constructive rest, which is a nice pose that I like to do for the psoas. Psoas muscle. They talk about this being the muscle of the soul in yoga. I like to talk about it in terms of what it does in relation to when you're stressed and you're into sympathetic state. Because it's a very, very key player, because it's a very long muscle that's attached to your spine, just underneath your diaphragm, and it's one of your key hip flexors. It can get a little bit tight over sitting and things like that. I try not to generalise, like saying things like, oh, if I see that your hips are tight, you're definitely stressed. It might just be because you've got tight hips. No point generalising. We can't make... I only look at people on an individual basis, particularly when I see them in my one-to-one sessions. So, coming into constructive rest, with your feet at the edge of your mat, okay, that really, really helps, and quite wide, nice and parallel like train tracks. And if you can, make your arms into cactus shape. Cactus as in this. Oh, cactus arms, oh, cactus arms. Don't worry if you can't get the backs of your hands onto the floor. Modify if necessary. So your elbows are around your shoulders, and what you're doing is you're really getting into that psoas muscle, giving it a nice stretch. So your feet are very wide, hip distance. So very, very slowly drop your knees in one direction. You're both in the same direction to the right on the exhale. Nice and slow. And inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale and drop. If you want to take your head in the opposite direction, so you get moving into that twist, that feels nice. If that feels good, depends on how tight your neck feels today. Nice and slowly. Keep it slow. Keep it slow. Oof. I like it slow. I'm built for comfort, not speed. Especially at my age. Lovely. So always inhale as you come up, exhale to the side. Tortoise always wins hair, we all know that, don't we? Says me, who's hyperactive. Lovely. And then when you get to one side, like I am here, my knees are over to the left. Okay. Whichever leg is on the outside, place the ankle on top of the bent knee, like so. So you come into Durahadhan. If it is Durahadhanasana, or the other one, I don't know, I forget. Named after that geezer who killed a lot of people, like, you know, went on a mass killing spree in the Mahabharata. Peace, love and light and things like that, you know. That's where the Bhagavad Gita came from. Peace, love. That's quite good, Bhagavad Gita. It's basically teaching, it's a parable of the parasympathetic nervous system, about a geezer who's going to war and he's going to have to kill loads of people, including his teachers and his friends and stuff like that. But if you meditate, you'll be fine. You won't worry about the fact that you're going to war and you're going to slaughter loads of people. Peace, love and light and all that. So just relax into this position where you've got that nice hip opener. And then take your left ankle off the top of your right knee. Drop all your knees all the way over to right. Nice. And then take your left foot and place it on top of your left ankle. So you come into Durahadhanasana. It's a nice deep stretch. I love this one. It's lovely. It's quite relaxing. It's beautiful. But obviously it's down to what you feel. And then one last squeeze before we get into the final resting pose, Shavasana, is to squeeze your knees in towards your chest on the exhale, coming into Apanasana. Nice one for releasing lower back tension. Do a nice little massage of the old sacroiliac joint. Give it a nice little rock and roll. Squeezy, squeezy, squeezy. Oh, and then final resting pose. If you've got an eye mask, one that you've stolen from your last flight, and you want to just get your blanket on, do that now. You can have your knees bent with your knees together if your back feels a little bit tight, or you can just go for the complete, absolute. So it's really important that you do this. The temptation is always to run off and get on with something else. This is so important. It seals in your practice. You take in the benefits of your practice. And it's so important that we practice a little bit of pranayama. We're going to do some breathing now, just to really turn off our nervous system. Okay, so listen very carefully to the breathing practice we're going to do. So 5 minutes pranayama is what you need to get yourself into that relaxed state. Okay. So now hopefully you've got yourself comfortable. Just give yourself a little bit of wiggle around so you feel good. And just breathe comfortably for a few moments. And just notice the quality of your breath without judgment. Just observe. Try not to change anything. Just keep the breath natural, smooth, relaxed. And once it feels comfortable, your breath, start to count the length of your inhales and your exhales. And when you have an average, so for example if your inhale is 4, try to gradually increase your exhale by the count of 1, as long as the breath feels smooth and relaxed, gradually increasing until it's double the inhale. So if it inhales 4, the exhale is 8. If your breath feels uncomfortable or short or grasping, just back off the ratio. Maybe 4-6, 4-7. And just notice the breath going in and out of the nostrils, wherever you feel it the most. Maybe the tip of the nose, back of the throat, rise and fall of the abdomen. You should feel smooth and comfortable. Remember exhales. Relax the body and mind. Emphasis on the inhales. Energize the body and mind. Okay. Just come back to your normal breathing. Nice, relaxed breathing. Take your time to notice where you are, the time of day. Sounds, sensations of your physical contact with the mat. Sense of taste in the mouth, smell in the nostrils. And take your time to come back out of your Shavasana, rolling to one side, coming up to a seated position. And we'll just seal our practice with something I think we should do every day, because I think we're very worried at the moment and it's very easy to lose sight of what we've already got. So I would love you to think of 3 things that you're grateful for. 3 things that you're very grateful for, and practice this if you can every day. Journaling at the end of the day is fantastic. And if you have anything to do with those 3 things that you are grateful for, think about your part in it, how it makes you feel. And just connect with that feeling, particularly of those 3 things that you appreciate, because things are worrying,